In this video, I travel all the way from Moab to Alpine, Wyoming. It's the 4th of July, and I got there in time to see their local parade and fireworks show and meet a bunch of the locals there that were there for the parade and the fireworks show. And so a lot of them met at the local tavern and had a karaoke bar. I guess they do karaoke every Fridays, but had a really good time in Alpine.
Hey guys, we are off heading north. Last time, I think the last video I made was escaping Arch while after the weather finally started to kind of subside. And I thought about driving over to Bryce because I've never been to Bryce before, but I think we're just gonna go and head north towards the Grand Tetons. I've never seen the Grand Tetons. I've been to Yellowstone, but I've never been to Jackson Hole, which is where the Grand Tetons are. It's about 8 hours from Moab, so I'm just hitting the road here. It's the 4th of July, so I'm guessing traffic will probably be average. I assume that it's probably not going to be any different. You know, most people that are doing anything for the 4th are usually where they're going to be for the 4th. And if not, you know, a lot of people just stay home. Moab doesn't really change at all. The locals say that nobody really comes into town for the 4th. And you might notice I'm wearing my Tari t-shirt because I had access to a washing machine, so I decided to clean it. You know, after it'd been stuck in a bag for probably over a year. I don't think I've seen this shirt for quite some time. It's one of my favorite shirts though. I love this old, I don't know how old you guys are, but I grew up with Atari. I got the first Atari when it first came out. And it sucked. But I did play one of the worst games ever played on an Atari. It was an E.T. game where you just E.T. and you kept falling in holes. And then you try to find stuff in holes. And I think the candies in the holes kind of gave you more energy. They had this little energy bar at the top, if I remember right, and it would tick down, beep, 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 beep. And so the goal, obviously, was for E.T. to go home, but you had to fall into hole after hole after hole, and there's these guys, there was agents after you trying to catch you. Yeah. Anyway, I am going to get off here.
The drive out of Moab actually changes pretty quick. You climb out of that hole and then you're just kind of on this plain, and it's not very far to I-70. Then you head west on I-70 for a little while, and then you finally get on and start heading north towards Price on Highway 6. Highway 6 is a really cool highway. It kind of goes through this big valley with this huge mountain range on the side. It doesn't look like there's anything out there. I mean, I always wondered what it would be like to hike that hill up on the right-hand side and see, you know, how much of nothing is actually up there. But, yeah, I always love this drive because to me it looked like you're on the surface of the moon on both sides. And there's, you know, these hills on the left-hand side that are just really, it's a very interesting dry drive.
Heading out of Price. We are heading out of Price. Up the hill. That is the Price River. I wonder, there's no actual price associated with any of this stuff, is there? How much does the river cost? Is that a bad joke? I don't even know if it is a joke. Found a cool little coffee shop to get espresso. Haven't had one of those in who knows how long. Not on this trip. I had a cappuccino a couple days ago. It wasn't too bad. It was at it was the first morning, or no, it was first morning I had in Moab. Really nice little breakfast place right next to the motel I was staying at. So we're gonna go back to time lapse. I don't know if I'm gonna go into Salt Lake or if I'm gonna go around, but I'm gonna head towards the Grand Tetons today. It's an 8-hour drive. So I probably still have a solid 6 hours or so, maybe 5.5 to Grand Tetons. I might go through Park City instead, go around. We'll see. Catch you guys later.
You climb out of Price, go up the hill, and then once you get to the top of the hill, it changes. You know, you start heading down into Salt Lake, and on the other side of the hill, it gets noticeably greener, and there's creeks kind of flowing down, and the mountains coming on the east side of Salt Lake are just, it's a much more beautiful. I love all of it, but you know, it's just different, and it changes quickly at the top of the hill.
Heading through eastern Salt Lake here. Looks like we got 4th of July parade stuff going on. It's 11:11 on the clock. Interesting how I started that. Well, not here. It's 12:11. Right? That's Pacific time, so it's actually 12:11. But I've actually never been down this part. I wanted to go this way. You can go through, the map said it was faster to go through downtown Salt Lake, but I wanted to just head up 189 here and go by Park City and go around the mountains here. You can see there's still snow way up at the top of that mountain straight in front of us. I don't know if you can actually see it in the camera. Usually it's a little bit farther away in the picture than it is you can see in real life, but it's 86 degrees, so nice temperature out for a nice 4th of July. And we're gonna go back into the mountains, so it should cool down again. Yeah.
I've actually never driven this route on the backside of the mountains, going up through or just right next to Park City. There's a couple of lakes. This is where a lot of people from the area go up and recreation. You know, there's sailboarding, there's all kinds of stuff that they're doing up here. And I'm actually going to skip most of the time lapse after, you know, this area, because it's there's just a lot of time lapse. Once you get to the top, you know, and you go through get into Wyoming, you flop back and forth between Wyoming and Idaho almost all the way to Alpine, where I ended up. The road follows the border between Idaho and Wyoming, but yeah, it's you know, it's another 4 hours from Park City to Alpine or Jackson Hole, and it's a beautiful drive, but you know, it's a lot of time lapse.
So I ended up in Alpine, Wyoming. I got in about an hour and a half ago, and I guess the towns just south of here do parades during the day, and these guys do theirs in the evening. So walk down there. That's what the kids are for, right?
I hadn't met a fireman yet, but
That's my favorite part, watching all the kids get candy. which one she's on?
She said she's in a convertible. She's not dancing with the team as they come through. This
okay.
She hurt her knee and can't do the dance part right now. I'm just kind of ticked about it.
Well, she's still in it, right?
That's what I said.
Is that a view? Please.
Don't want to see a kid get kicked.
Yeah. Wow, I've never seen someone do that with a smart car before. That's pretty cool. Laffy Taffy.
I'll just send her a
She's
picture.
doing all right.
Huh?
Looks like she's doing all right. Kids rebound pretty quick.
All right, girl. Get it over here to me. Come on, Rue. Come on, Rue. You can do it. Gotta work on that throw, Rue. Here comes the hoses. I'm ready. Protective equipment.
This is waterproof. It's all right. That boy's getting after this stuff moved in right after the parade got over. Everybody just went flying. There's been some, oh, there's a plane coming. Well, that's a risky dude. I just saw some pretty good lightning strikes.